Welcome, everyone, to another episode of the Mochi Tapes, transmissions from the last frontier.
We are dropping straight into the atmosphere today.
Oh, yeah, head first.
Right. And, we've talked about the cardboard box, the remote cabin in Girdwood, Alaska, where these cassettes were found. We aren't going to dwell on that backstory today because, honestly, you've journeyed there with us before.
Yeah, you guys already know the setup.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I do want you to picture the scene for this specific tape. It is a gray, misty, snow-melting Wednesday morning, October 29th, 1997.
That classic late fall Alaskan slush.
Right. And we are up at 88.5 FM, Glacier City Radio, tuning into the pirate airwaves. The signal is broadcasting out to the skiers, the locals, the drifters scattered all across the CAUC Mountains.
And sitting right there at the microphone is Mochi.
Yeah. And what he constructs over the next few hours of airtime on this tape, it is a remarkably intricate piece of sonic architecture.
It really is. And, while the physical setting of that broadcast is incredibly atmospheric, what really grounds this specific tape for me is how demanding Mochi is of his listeners right from the jump.
Demanding's a good word for it.
Right. Because he isn't operating as some passive DJ whose goal is to just, fill dead air so people have background noise while they drink their morning coffee.
No, definitely not.
He treats the radio transmitter as an actual instrument for active psychological exploration. He's basically asking his audience in late 90s Alaska, and by extension, anyone tuning into this recording today, to look past the mundane surface of their daily lives.
Yeah, to engage with a much heavier, more demanding reality.
Exactly.
The curation on this tape requires you to actually pay attention because the connections he makes are profound.
They're almost mystical.
Right. So our goal today is unraveling the threads Mochi weaves between his highly eclectic music selections, his esoteric morning readings, and the spoken word segments he splices in.
Which is a lot to cover.
It is. The objective here, for you listening at home, is to decode the profound underlying architecture of one specific broadcast.
Wednesday, October 29th, 1997.
That's the one.
Because when you really strip down what is happening on this 2-hour tape, it is an incredibly dense piece of curation. We're talking about weaving together highly specific song lyrics, esoteric readings from the Mayan calendar, daily Sabian astrological symbols, and raw, deeply personal storytelling.
It operates almost like a synchronized philosophical tapestry. It's a syllabus for human transformation, just floating through the freezing air on an unauthorized frequency. The connections between the tracks and the spoken word segments are what make this a masterpiece of underground media.
So we are going to unpack exactly how a broadcast featuring the visceral poetry of Sylvia Plath, a haunting biographical story about a one-armed pianist, the Halloween novelty track Monster Mash.
Of all things, right?
Right. The Monster Mash and the folksy optimism of John Denver all align into a single cohesive message.
It sounds chaotic, but is so deliberate.
And the entry point for this entire philosophical journey begins with something incredibly mundane, the local weather report.
Yeah, the tape opens with that classic radio static, and then his voice cuts through, addressing the valley. The greeting sets the physical environment. He says, "Good morning, Girdwood. The valley is getting light. It's a gray, misty, warm, snow-melting day today."
Which grounds you in the physical reality of that Wednesday.
It does, but that grounding is immediately subverted.
Totally tossed out the window, because within seconds he pivots straight into the Mayan calendar. He announces that today is Blue Solar Storm 9 CAUC.
And just to be clear, if you're tuning in to hear the local traffic and you get hit with Blue Solar Storm 9 CAUC,
you immediately know you are in uncharted territory.
Exactly. To understand the architecture of this tape, we have to explore the mechanics of the Mayan Tzolk'in calendar being referenced here. It isn't just a way of tracking days like we do. It's a tracking of spiritual energies.
Right. The Tzolk'in consists of 13 galactic tones and 20-day signs.
Correct. And the number 9, the galactic tone for this specific day, is defined on the tape as the solar tone of pulse in intention.
I always find it fascinating how different philosophical systems assign narrative weight to numbers. The tape describes 9 as a state of knowing that the work is complete. It represents expanding into realization, mastery, and fulfillment.
It's the moment of culmination. If you think about the biological parallel, human gestation is roughly 9 months. The number 9, historically and culturally, often represents the end of a cycle just before birth or rebirth.
So the frequency being established for the listeners in Girdwood is one of intense realization.
It's not a day for laying groundwork. It's a day for the harvest. Or perhaps the reckoning.
And the reckoning is where the CAUC element comes into play, the
Oh,
storm.
yeah. The glyph for CAUC is striking.
It really is. If you look at the visual representation of it, which is part of the source material we pulled for this, it's a dense blue square containing geometric shapes that evoke a gathering cloud or an eye, with cascading lines representing rain or lightning.
Pent-up energy.
Exactly. The broadcast describes its action as a catalyst for new ideas, using these incredibly evocative phrases. Thunder beaming, initiation by fire, purification, and freedom.
The word catalyst is the operative term there. In chemistry, a catalyst accelerates a reaction without being consumed by it. The storm is the catalyst. It initiates the fire.
And this brings us to the core thesis statement of the entire October 29th broadcast.
The guiding philosophy is laid out explicitly by Mochi. He says lightning strikes at realities that are faulty in their structure to catalyze their release. Look at the faulty structures in your own belief system, magnify them, then transform them.
Lightning strikes at realities that are faulty in their structure. That is such a vivid, aggressive metaphor.
It's demanding that you, the listener, actively participate in your own deconstruction.
Right. If you have an outdated worldview, a toxic relationship, a stagnant career, that is a faulty structure.
And nature abhors a faulty structure. Eventually, the storm will find it. The breaking down of old patterns becomes the breaking through to a greater reality.
It's a violent, necessary clearing of the air. The mist and the melting snow happening outside the Girdwood cabin windows are mirroring the psychological melting being requested of the audience.
But he doesn't just read this philosophy and move on. The audio choices are utilized as literal sonic lightning strikes to demonstrate what that breakdown actually feels like.
And the very first strike is jarring. The tape launches directly into a reading of Sylvia Plath's poem, Medusa.
It's an audacious choice for morning radio.
To put it mildly.
Plath's Medusa was written in late 1962 during an incredibly turbulent, prolific period just before her death, which eventually became the collection Ariel. The poem is widely analyzed as a visceral, agonizing confrontation with the overwhelming, suffocating presence of her mother.
The imagery is just brutal. Off that land spit of stony mouth plugs, eyes rolled by white sticks, ears cupping the sea's incoherences.
It sounds like a psychic breakdown happening in real time.
Then the poem moves into even heavier, grotesque territory with lens of mercies, red stigmata, and an old barnacled umbilicus.
And that phrase right there, the barnacled umbilicus, is the perfect representation of a faulty structure. It's an emotional umbilical cord that is calcified. It's become parasitic, but refuses to sever.
Wow. Yeah, by broadcasting this specific poem immediately after discussing the Mayan CAUC, the tape is providing an audio manifestation of the storm.
The poetry itself is the turbulent, chaotic initiation by fire. Plath is enduring the lightning strike on her own faulty relational structure.
It's terrifying, honestly. The poem captures the feeling of an inescapable force bearing down on you. I didn't call you at all. Nevertheless, you steam to me over the sea.
It's the creeping dread of the storm arriving.
But the brilliance of the tape's sequencing is the immediate pivot. The listener is pushed to the edge of this emotional cliff with Plath, and then the needle drops on Curtis Mayfield.
People get ready.
The contrast is staggering, but thematically it's a seamless continuation. Plath represents the breakdown. Mayfield represents the breakthrough.
Released in 1965, People Get Ready is heavily rooted in the civil rights movement and the imagery of the African-American spiritual. It is fundamentally a song about collective purification and salvation.
There's a train coming, you don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. The connection to the blue solar storm is so clear here. The train is the greater reality you break through to.
But what is the condition for boarding?
You don't need no baggage.
Exactly. The baggage is the faulty belief system. If you try to drag your calcified, barnacled umbilicus onto the train, you won't make it. You will be consumed by the storm.
To survive the purification process, you have to travel light. You have to let the lightning destroy the things that are weighing you down.
But I wonder if there's a danger in interpreting that too, individualistically. Plath's struggle was intensely internal and personal, but Mayfield's song zooms out. There's that crucial lyric, "There ain't no room for the hopeless sinner who would hurt all mankind just to save his own."
That is a vital distinction. The faulty structure isn't just an individual's personal trauma or bad habits. It's the structural selfishness of society itself.
The hopeless sinner is the embodiment of a faulty societal reality, the mindset that steps on others for self-preservation. The storm doesn't just clear away personal baggage, It demands a higher collective frequency.
We are going to see this theme of collective well-being return with massive significance later in the broadcast. It's just a masterful piece of sequencing. Using a 1960s R&B anthem to contextualize ancient Mayan astrological concepts, all set against the backdrop of an Alaskan winter.
Once the storm clears slightly, the broadcast shifts its framing. It introduces a second metaphysical system to the audience, the Sabian symbols.
This is where the esoteric nature of the tape deepens significantly.
For those unaware, the Sabian symbols are a set of 360 descriptive phrases, one for each degree of the zodiac. They were generated in 1925 in Balboa Park, San Diego, through a collaboration between an astrologer named Mark Edmund Jones and a clairvoyant named Elsie Wheeler.
Wait, channeled by a clairvoyant in a park? How does that function as a legitimate philosophical framework for a radio show? It sounds almost too random to carry weight.
It sounds chaotic, certainly. The methodology involved Jones handing Wheeler blank index cards with the zodiac degree written on the back, and Wheeler, without looking at the degree, would describe an image that flashed into our mind. Jones would then write it down.
Okay.
But regardless of one's belief in clairvoyance, what they ended up producing was a remarkably comprehensive catalog of human archetypes and psychological states. Carl Jung's theories of synchronicity and the collective unconscious map very well onto how these symbols are used in modern astrology. They function as a psychological Rorschach test for the day.
So it's less about predicting the future and more about establishing a metaphorical theme to reflect upon.
Exactly.
The tape notes that for October 29th, the sun is in the 7th degree of Scorpio and the moon is in Libra. The Sabian symbol corresponding to that placement is deep sea divers.
Deep sea divers. The broadcast breaks this symbol down with surgical precision. It states that the diver represents the will to explore the hidden depths of all experiences and to search for primordial causes.
This isn't surface-level introspection.
No, it's explicitly connected on the tape to depth psychology, the act of descending into the dark to confront the collective unconscious.
Which requires equipment. It requires preparation. You don't just hold your breath and jump into a trench. You put on a heavy, pressurized suit. You tether yourself to an air hose. You are willingly entering an environment that is hostile to human life to find out what is down there.
And the tape makes a fascinating contrast here to highlight the nature of this dive. It points out that the symbol for the previous day was the gold rush.
That dichotomy is the philosophical engine of this entire segment. Think about the mechanics of a gold rush. Historically, whether it was California in 1849 or the Klondike in 1896, a gold rush is defined by horizontal expansion.
It is a frantic outward scramble across the surface of the earth to extract material wealth. It is entirely driven by societal constructs of value and capitalism.
Right, you are digging up a shiny rock specifically because society has agreed that this shiny rock gives you status and power. The broadcast explicitly notes that the gold rush is a search for the great social symbol.
But the deep sea diver is the exact opposite trajectory. It is vertical descent. It is solitary. And the tape stresses that this inward quest has no relation whatsoever to social value.
That is a terrifying proposition for a society built on the gold rush mentality.
If you dedicate your life to the deep sea dive to understanding the roots of your own consciousness and the primordial causes of human behavior, you cannot cash that in at the bank.
Society does not reward depth realization with stock options.
The descent is inherently anti-capitalist because the treasure you find in the deep sea only has intrinsic value, not extrinsic social value.
But the tape also issues a severe warning. It doesn't romanticize this descent. It states that diving under the surface waves may lead to great dangers, and it demands a strong will and good breathing, which is a degree of spiritual strength. It usually challenges powers hidden in the depths of the unconscious.
The unconscious mind is not a peaceful coral reef. It is a trench filled with unresolved trauma, repressed fears, and evolutionary shadows.
If you attempt to access those depths without the good breathing, without a resilient spiritual and psychological framework, the pressure of what you find there will crush you.
And right on cue, the broadcast utilizes another sonic lightning strike to illustrate exactly what that crushing pressure sounds like. He plays a live recording from a local Alaskan band called Forest Folk.
Now, if you have been tracking the history of these tapes, you might recognize that Mochi has played this specific song about microdots on a previous broadcast.
Right, we've heard it before.
However, it is vital to note that this is a distinctly different recording.
Very different.
This is a raw, unpolished live cut.
It's a jarring, deeply unsettling psychedelic track.
Let's dig into the lyrics of this song because it paints a horrifying picture of a failed dive. It talks about head rushes and trips that kill, referencing microdocs, nasty little pills.
It's chronicling the experience of someone who attempted to bypass the discipline of the deep sea dive by using chemical catalysts. They wanted to reach the bottom of the ocean instantly, so they used psychedelic like microdots, the mushrooms. The song represents the false diver.
And the lyrics explicitly lay out the consequences. The singer confesses, "Now I see myself, I'm in mental pain, and I cannot stop snorting cocaine. Everything is going crazy in my brain. Lately, I feel so damn insane."
It's the collapse of a faulty structure, but instead of purification, it results in complete devastation.
Notice the cognitive dissonance happening within the song. Alongside the admissions of addiction and mental agony, the singer is describing these grandiose mystical visions: turquoise mountains and tangerine skies, trees that can walk, children that sing with the flowers at dark.
They are perceiving the vivid archetypes of the deep unconscious. They can see the profound beauty at the bottom of the sea.
But they have no air. They didn't bring the spiritual good breathing, so they are drowning in the beauty. The tangerine skies don't matter because they are trapped in the insanity. The line, "I can't come down because you know it will not end," is the realization that the tether has snapped.
They can't get back to the surface reality. It's a brilliant, harrowing psychological observation. Accessing the deep unconscious without the endurance to integrate what you find leads to psychosis.
The chemical shortcut destroys the vessel.
This song acts as a warning buoy, bobbing on the surface of the broadcast, marking the coordinates of a sunken ship.
The music and the spoken word take a much darker, heavier turn, leaning into themes of endurance and mortality.
Sprinkled into this part of the broadcast, Mochi integrates a spoken word segment by the legendary folk singer and labor organizer Utah Phillips. It's a poignant, tragic story about a man named Eddie Balchowski.
Now, Mochi has actually played this exact piece of audio on a previous broadcast, so regular listeners to Glacier City Radio would have been familiar with it.
Because of that, Mochi isn't using it to introduce new biographical information. He's using it as a thematic anchor.
Right, we don't need to get bogged down in the granular details of Eddie's life because his life story is functioning as an archetype in Mochi's sonic curriculum.
To briefly provide the necessary context for the archetype for those who might not remember, Eddie Balchowski was a brilliant young concert pianist. He traveled to Spain to fight against the fascists in the Spanish Civil War. During a battle, his right arm was blown off.
In the field hospital, he was heavily medicated with morphine, which became the catalyst for a severe 3-decade-long heroin addiction.
He spent years living as a derelict in the alleys of Chicago.
But the crux of the story is that he fought his way back to the surface.
He took a job sweeping floors at a nightclub simply so he could have access to their piano, and he painstakingly retaught himself to play classical masterpieces, Bach, Chopin beautifully, using only his left hand.
Utah Phillips states the moral of the story plainly in the audio recording. He says that Eddie Balchowski taught him about endurance.
He repeats the phrase, emphasizing it. About holding on, about holding on, about holding on.
The reason Mochi inserts this specific, familiar story right after the sequence about the blue solar storm and the deep sea diver is because Eddie Balchowski is the living embodiment of surviving both.
Eddie lost his arm to the literal violence of a political storm.
He lost 30 years to the murky, crushing depths of the psychological ocean through severe addiction.
He was in the darkest, most high-pressure environment a human psyche can endure.
But he held on. He endured, he reemerged, and he found a way to create beauty again.
Mochi is offering Eddie's story as a lifeline. He's demonstrating that when you are undergoing the brutal purification of the storm, the only way to reach completion is the sheer grueling act of holding on.
It's a heavy, sobering moment in the broadcast. Mochi has dragged his audience through the destruction of their egos and faced them with the reality of profound trauma and addiction.
Suddenly, the somber piano fades, and we hear the bubbling beakers and creaking doors of Boris Pickett's 1962 smash hit, Monster Mash.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. It's almost comical. You've got the Wolfman, Dracula, his son, the Crypt Kicker 5 playing their tunes. It is the defining, goofy Halloween pop song. If you are casually listening while making coffee, you assume the DJ just realized it's October 29th and decided to throw on some spooky seasonal tracks.
Given the meticulous sequencing we've analyzed so far, we have to look deeper. How did Dracula and the Wolfman connect to the Sabian symbol of the deep-sea diver?
It seems like a stretch at first glance, but it actually maps perfectly onto the psychological themes we've been discussing. We talked about exploring the hidden depths and searching for primordial causes, while what lives in the darkest parts of the collective unconscious? Monsters.
Precisely. Carl Jung posited that the collective unconscious is populated by archetypes, universal, archaic patterns and images. Monsters are the cultural manifestations of our deepest unintegrated fears. They are the faulty structures of the human psyche given fangs and claws.
Think about what these specific monsters represent. The vampire isn't just a spooky guy in a cape. The vampire is the archetype of the parasite. It represents toxic relationships that drain your life force, the very thing Plath was writing about in Medusa.
The zombie, the walking dead, represents the fear of mindless conformity, the loss of individual autonomy to the collective horde. The Frankenstein monster is the fear of our own technological creations slipping beyond our control.
By playing the monster mash, the broadcast is performing a brilliant psychological trick. It is taking the terrifying archetypes that lurk at the bottom of the deep sea and dragging them to the surface for a dance party. It's defanging them.
It's saying, yes, there are monsters in the depths of your mind, but look at them. They're just doing the mash. It removes the paralyzing fear of introspection.
It's exposure therapy via 1960s novelty pop. You acknowledge the monsters so they lose their power over you. And the broadcast immediately anchors this surreal Halloween detour back into the central philosophical struggle by playing Neil Young's Dreaming Man.
The lyrics of Dreaming Man articulate the precise tension of returning from the deep sea dive. Neil Young sings, "I'm a dreaming man." Yes, that's my problem. I can't tell when I'm not being real.
I can't tell when I'm not being real. That is the existential crisis of anyone who has engaged in profound internal transformation. When you spend enough time exploring the primordial depths, the boundary between the subconscious dream world and waking reality begins to degrade.
You start seeing the underlying archetypes everywhere. The song continues with a deeply evocative image. Now the night is gone and a new day is dawning. Our homeless dreams go back to the street. Another time or place, another civilization really make this life feel so complete.
The phrase homeless dreams carries so much weight here, especially sequencing it after the biography of Eddie Belchowski, who quite literally lived on the streets. Our unfulfilled desires, our deeper understandings of reality, these are the homeless dreams that wander through the waking world, out of place in modern society.
The dreaming man is caught in the friction between the two Sabian symbols we discussed. He carries the profound anti-capitalist knowledge of the deep sea diver, but he is forced to walk the streets of a society obsessed with the gold rush.
It generates a profound sense of alienation. He is looking for another civilization that makes life feel complete because the current faulty structure does not. He immediately follows Dreaming Man with a weary Dylan track where the vocalist sounds completely drained.
The lyrics paint a picture of total depletion. I'm walking the streets that are dead. My feet are so tired, my brain is so wired. I'm sick of love, I'm in the thick of it. This kind of love, I'm so sick of it.
This sequence captures a very specific, often overlooked aspect of psychological transformation, the exhaustion of the human condition.
When you are in the middle of that deep sea dive, when the lightning is actively tearing down your faulty structures, it is physically and spiritually exhausting.
The line, "I can't tell when I'm not being real," points directly to the disorientation of the process.
When your ego structures are dismantled, the boundary between the waking world and the depths of the unconscious becomes dangerously blurry.
You begin to question what was a faulty structure and what is actual reality.
It is the deep fatigue of spiritual work. You aren't enlightened yet, you're just tired, wired, and sick of the struggle.
Mochi leaves the listener in this state of weary vulnerability. The storm has passed, the deep dive has been survived, but the listener is washed up on the beach, exhausted.
But Mochi doesn't leave his listeners drowning in those shadowy depths.
Just when the exhaustion peaks, he pivots the broadcast towards something surprisingly hopeful.
Steering the pirate ship toward an unexpected beacon of light. It's a little after 9 in the morning in the Girdwood Valley. Mochi gets on the microphone, his voice calm after the heavy musical sequence.
He runs down the schedule for the other pirate DJs that will be taking over the frequency later that day, giving a quick shout out to someone called Zeldar the Rock Wizard.
Zeldar the Rock Wizard, only on Glacier City Radio.
And then he reveals the final major movement of his morning show.
During his broadcast the previous day, Mochi had done a tribute to the singer-songwriter John Denver.
He mentioned on air that he had so much fun doing it that he decided to continue the tribute today.
Apparently, a local listener named Lewis had dug into his personal vinyl collection and dropped off a massive stack of John Denver albums at the station.
We have to contextualize this musical choice because in the landscape of late 1990s underground radio, John Denver was an incredibly subversive artist to play.
In 1997, alternative rock, grunge, and heavy electronic music were the dominant cultural forces in those spaces.
John Denver, with his bowl-cut, wire-rimmed glasses and earnest acoustic ballads about the Rocky Mountains, was widely perceived by the alternative scene as the epitome of uncool mainstream cheese.
He was the guy your parents listened to on an 8-track tape during a family road trip.
But Mochi takes this uncool mainstream figure and completely recontextualizes him for a pirate radio audience that was just listening to Throwing Muses and spoken-word poetry about heroin addiction.
He starts the tribute with a familiar, jubilant track, a live version of Thank God I'm a Country Boy.
You can hear the stadium crowd clapping along.
The song is a celebration of ultimate simplicity. The lyrics focus on the joy of cakes on the griddle, playing the fiddle, and finding contentment in a quiet life.
But there is one specific lyric that suddenly takes on massive philosophical weight, given the context of Mochi's broadcast.
Denver sings, "I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools."
If you view that lyric through the lens of the Sabian symbol reading, it is a profound statement.
Denver is explicitly rejecting the gold rush.
He is rejecting the frantic, outward search for social value, the extraction of diamonds or jewels, and the pursuit of wealth as a metric for success.
He is finding complete internal fulfillment in the simple, unadorned reality of his daily life.
He survived the storm and realized he didn't need the faulty structure of ambition.
It reframes a catchy, foot-stomping country song as an anti-capitalist anthem of spiritual contentment.
But Mochi doesn't stop with the hits. He pulls out an incredibly obscure record from Lewis's stack.
He announces he found a 1983 John Denver album, and before he plays the track, he reads directly from the liner notes on the back of the vinyl sleeve.
This moment is where the entire sprawling architecture of the morning broadcast coalesces into a single unified point.
Mochi reads a quote, printed on the album, attributed to the visionary architect and systems theorist R. Buckminster Fuller.
Buckminster Fuller is famous for popularizing the geodesic dome and the concept of spaceship Earth.
Let's look at the exact quote Mochi reads on air, because it is the philosophical antidote to everything they've been exploring.
He reads, "The objective of the game would be to explore ways to make it possible for anybody and everybody in the human family to enjoy the total Earth without any human interfering with any other human and without any human gaining advantage at the expense of another."
The world game.
That concept, finding a way to exist on the planet without gaining an advantage at the expense of someone else, is the ultimate rejection of the gold rush.
The entire premise of a gold rush, both the historical event and the psychological mindset, is entirely predicated on gaining advantage at someone else's expense.
It is about arriving first, extracting the most, and hoarding the resources. It is competition and interference.
But let's map Buckminster Fuller's world game onto the journey of the deep-sea diver.
The diver plunges into the murky depths of the unconscious, surviving the pressure and the monsters.
What happens when they finally reach the absolute bottom of that ocean?
They discover the bedrock that connects everything. They realize that the collective unconscious isn't just a place of personal shadows. It is the connective tissue of the human family.
The world game is the ultimate realization of the deep-sea diver's inward quest.
It is the understanding that communal harmony, using less and doing so much more, is the only sustainable path forward once the ego's faulty structures have been dismantled.
And then Mochi drops the needle on the record.
And it is not a folksy acoustic ballad.
It is John Denver singing a driving reggae track, backed by none other than the Wailers.
He literally has Marcia Griffiths and Rita Marley singing backup vocals, chanting Yahweh and harmonizing "You and Me, I and I."
It is a staggering musical fusion. You have the ultimate symbol of American folk simplicity singing over a Jamaican reggae groove, delivering lyrics about global unity.
Denver sings, "I want to play in the world game. I want to make sure everybody knows the score about using less, doing so much more." What kind of man turns on his brother? What kind of man would turn his back on a friend?
It is so joyful and so incredibly powerful.
When the song fades out, Mochi comes back on the microphone and the tone of his voice has shifted.
He sounds genuinely moved, almost reverent.
He offers a piece of commentary that elevates the entire segment. He says softly into the mic, "John Denver, Bob Marley, two souls, both ascended. How long will we kill our prophets before we learn?
To place John Denver and Bob Marley side by side and call them both ascended masters is a bold, beautiful, and deeply radical statement.
Mochi is recognizing that despite operating in vastly different cultural spheres and musical genres, both men arrived at the exact same profound truth.
They were both preaching a message of global unity, peace, and the absolute rejection of the ego-driven, competitive gold rush.
They were prophets of the world game.
To close out this immense thematic journey, Mochi shares a personal anecdote with his listeners that strips away all the heady esoterica and leaves them with pure human connection.
He talks about going to see John Denver in concert only once, years ago.
He went with his brother and his grandmother to a show at Centennial Hall in Toledo, Ohio.
He describes the atmosphere in that arena as having a lot of love going on.
He focuses on a specific moment in the concert. Denver played a song called Saturday Night in Toledo, Ohio.
The central joke of the song is that spending a Saturday night in Toledo is essentially like being nowhere at all.
Mochi tells his audience that John Denver actually hesitated to play it because he felt so much affection for the crowd and didn't want to insult them.
But the people in Toledo knew they lived in Toledo. They knew they weren't in a glamorous cultural hub.
They knew it was nowhere.
Yeah.
But they kept calling out for the song anyway.
So Denver played it, and the entire arena rejoiced in it. They celebrated being nowhere together.
That anecdote is the perfect, poetic capstone to the morning's astrological blueprint.
Think all the way back to the very first thing Mochi established. The tone of 9 represents completion and fulfillment.
Finding pure, unadulterated joy, surrounded by a crowd of strangers, sitting next to your grandmother in a minor league arena in the American Rust Belt that feels like nowhere at all.
That is the absolute definition of spiritual fulfillment.
When the blue solar storm washes away your ego. When the lightning strikes down the faulty structures that tell you your worth is defined by living in a glamorous city or chasing gold, what are you left with?
You are left with the capacity to find profound connection and ecstatic joy anywhere.
You realize you don't need to extract value from the earth to be happy. You just need to be present in the world game.
It is finding the magic in the mundane because you've survived the storm and done the deep internal work.
When you step back and look at the sheer scope of what Mochi accomplished in this broadcast, it's staggering.
If a listener had just tuned in for 5 minutes while driving down the Seward Highway, they might have thought they were just listening to a quirky guy playing strange music in the woods.
But when you listen to the tape in its entirety, the architecture reveals itself.
He used a makeshift radio transmitter in a snowy valley to initiate a process of spiritual alchemy for anyone willing to pay attention.
This wasn't just a playlist. It was an intricately constructed sequential map for spiritual evolution broadcast into the Alaskan winter.
Let's trace the path. Step 1, you must acknowledge the blue solar storm. You must allow the lightning to strike your outdated beliefs, enduring the terrifying breakdown that Sylvia Plath described, so you can drop your baggage and get on the train Curtis Mayfield is singing about.
Step 2, you must reject the horizontal capitalist scramble of the gold rush. Instead, you must become the deep sea diver. You must descend into your own psyche, confront the monsters in the dark, the vampires and zombies of your own making, and do so with a spiritual good breathing that prevents you from losing your mind to artificial chemical shortcuts.
Step 3, you must cultivate endurance. You look to the terrifying but beautiful reality of Eddie Belchowski. You accept that the world might blow your arm off, it might leave you in an alley, but you have to hold on. You have to learn how to play the music of your life with whatever you have left.
And finally, step 4. Once you have survived the storm and returned from the depths, you don't use your newfound strength to dominate others. You return to the surface to play the world game. You seek a life where you use less and do more, rejecting the accumulation of diamonds and jewels, to live in spontaneous cooperation with the rest of the human family.
It's a complete curriculum for the human soul, and the context makes it so much more poignant. The DJ sat in a snowy turret looking out at the gray, misty, snow-melting day in Girdwood and meticulously beamed this blueprint for enlightenment out into the ether.
It forces us to confront the ephemeral nature of this medium. Pirate radio is inherently fleeting. The signal bounces off the mountains and vanishes. The broadcaster knew that most people tuning in were probably just scraping the ice off their windshields or drinking their morning coffee. They might only catch fragments of the storm or a snippet of John Denver.
Yet he executed it with absolute uncompromising intention. He curated this profound philosophical architecture and recorded it onto a magnetic cassette tape. He left it in a cardboard box, perhaps trusting the synchronicity of the universe that someone, decades later, would pull it out, dust it off, and actually decode the message.
Which turns the lens directly onto us, the listeners. Having washed them up on the shore exhausted, he delivered them to a vision of global, peaceful unity, proving that true fulfillment can be found anywhere, even on a Saturday night in Toledo.
And the brilliance of Mochi's curation is that the themes he explored in 1997 remain fiercely relevant today.
The initiation by fire isn't a historical event. It is a cyclical human process.
The storms will inevitably arrive in your own life. The questions Mochi posed to his pirate radio audience are the same questions confronting us now.
When the lightning strikes, do you tightly grip your faulty structures, desperately hoping your rigid ego will withstand the wind? Or do you allow the storm to purify you?
When the pressure mounts, do you resist the deep sea dive, or do you check your breathing and plunge into the dark?
That is the perpetual work of the world game. And it brings us to a crucial point about how we engage with audio today, which leaves me with a thought for you to carry into the rest of your day.
We live in an era defined by algorithmic curation.
We turn on an app, and a machine feeds us an endless stream of frictionless, perfectly tailored audio designed specifically to keep us comfortable and engaged on the surface.
It is, in many ways, the modern auditory equivalent of the gold rush, a constant, frantic extraction of instant gratification.
The next time you open a playlist and let the algorithm wash over you, ask yourself, are you simply using the audio to numb the reality of the storm outside?
What would it look like in our hyper-curated digital age to seek out a forced initiation by fire?
Where is the modern pirate radio station that will demand you drop your baggage, dive into the terrifying depths of your own psychology, and emerge purified on the sand? Seek out the difficult frequencies.
We want to thank you all for joining us to unpack this incredible archive. Keep looking beneath the surface, hold on to your endurance, and we will catch you on another episode of the Mochi Tapes. Transmissions from the Last Frontier.
tarde quando caminha bem. Há quanto tempo? Há quanto anda que gente quando canta o teu
Off that land spit of stony mouth plugs, eyes rolled by white sticks, ears cupping the sea's incoherences, you house your unnerving head, god ball, lens of mercies. Your stooges plying their wild selves in my keel's shadow, pushing by like hearts. Red stigmata at the very center, riding the ripped tide to the nearest point of departure, dragging their Jesus hair. Did I escape, I wonder? My mind winds to you, old barnacled umbilicus, Atlantic cables, keeping itself, it seems, in a state of miraculous repair. In any case, you are always there, tremulous breath at the end of my line, curve of water upleaping to my water rod, dazzling and grateful, touching and sucking. I didn't call you at all. Nevertheless, you steamed to me over the sea, fat and red, the placenta paralyzing the kicking lovers. Cobra-like, squeezing the breath from the blood bells of the fuchsia. I could draw no breath, dead and monolith, overexposed like an X-ray. That martyr's smile, that loony pivot, that stellar jellyhead, and a million little suckers loving me. Who do you think you are? Communion wafer? Blubbery Mary? I shall take no bite of your body, bottle in which I live, ghastly Vatican. I am sick to death of hot salt. Green as eunuchs your wishes hiss at my skin. Off, Elu tentacle. There is nothing between us.
You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. People get ready, there's a train a-coming. You don't need no baggage, you just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesel humming. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. Don't need no ticket, you just thank the Lord. There's a train, there's a train, there's a train coming. There's a train a-coming. There's a train, there's a train, there's a train coming. You just thank the Lord. There's a train, there's a train, there's a train coming. There's a train a-coming. There's a train, there's a train, Hey, hey, when I Delhi, West Pakistan, out of the pants in Bujala, I find in a way, let go hands again. When I Delhi, West Pakistan, out of the pants in Bujala, I find in a way, let go hands again. Chalo ide, Molosita, no, Namokibe, Aula, Lekaya, Kutisia Juma. Chalo ide, Molosita, no, Namokibe, Aula, Lekaya, Kutisia Juma. Chalo ide, Molosita, no, Namokibe, Aula, Lekaya, Kutisia Juma. Hey, hey, when I Delhi, West Pakistan, out of the party, Mujale, I find in a way, enjoying that. Delhi, West Pakistan, out of the party, Mama, Delhi, I find in a way, enjoying that. Delhi, West Pakistan, out of the party, Mama, Delhi, I find in a way, enjoying that. Usikomba eblasi, usikomba bamashu, uzempeni soto sarasa, kutisia tuma. Wina, usikomba eblasi, usikomba bamashu, uzempeni soto sarasa, kutisia tuma. Deli, usikomba eblasi, usikomba bamashu, uzempeni soto sarasa, kutisia tuma.
Trying hard to get with you. I guess I'm not so into you. So fortunate I'm not used to any other space lately. I've been trying to erase me. See, I'm not empty ahead of me. I've already been driving me crazy, but I can't concentrate. Reach me, 'cause I got you perfectly. Am I unsure? Absolutely. Contaminate me so well. I believe you now, truly. I care about you so deeply. You gotta push and believe me. I wanna be so much. I've been touched. I did everything okay.
my great coat down to the days of leave. No before or after, yes, after or before. We were shining our light into the days of living wonder. In the presence of the flame, didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? Didn't I call to lift your fire in the sunburn? Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? You're not afraid. Singing our songs. You know to come to Glacier and the Valley Stockade Road. This bike and bossy flow, I said I would describe to me for Samuel and Felicity. Rich red, brownie, half burnt, orange and green. Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? Didn't I call to lift your fiery vision light? Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? In the flame. And it's all so easy in this place. But I'm through January and February. It's a very different thing. On and on through the winter of our discontent. And the angel first been too. I thought I could describe the leaves for Samuel and what it means to you and me. You might call my love Sophia, but I call my love philosophy. Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? Didn't I call to lift your fire with your jungle? Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? In the flame. Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? Didn't I call to lift your fire in your light? Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? In the flame. In the flame, child. Didn't I call to bring you a sense of wonder? In the flame. Didn't I call to bring you in the flame? Didn't I call to bring you? The Alpha at the Castle Picture House on the Castlereagh Road. Whistling on the corner next door, where I kept Johnny McBride's horse. Oh, Solomeo!
song that Jim said. A man who played the saw outside the city hall. After supper's down at David's Chipper. Gravy rings, wagon wheels, barn tracks, snowballs. I saw someone there. I saw someone there.
Good morning, Girdwood. The valley is getting light. It's a gray, misty, warm, snow-melting day today. Today is Wednesday, October 29th. On the Mayan calendar, it is Blue Solar Storm, 9 CAUC. 9 is the solar tone of pulse and tension. Knowing you have worked to complete your goal, you can now expand into realization that the goal has been made manifest. Completion is knowing that it is. Pulse your intention for completion, mastery, and fulfillment. CAUC is the Mayan glyph of the storm. Its creative action transforms the idea into a catalyst for creating new ideas. Its qualities are thunder being, initiation by fire, transformation that precedes full realization, purification, and freedom. CAUC is the power of self-generation, which is to catalyze. Lightning strikes at realities that are faulty in their structure to catalyze their release and purification. Look at the faulty structures in your own belief system. Magnify them, then transform them. The breaking down of old patterns becomes the breaking through to the greater reality.
Sono invited to play at a nightclub. At a nightclub. Can you imagine that? You see me at a nightclub? The old quiet night up on Belmont Street, across from Cliff Raven's tattoo parlor. Well, I went up there at 3 o'clock in the afternoon to the quiet night because I was scared. Fought my way past a guard dog, got up there. The janitor had taken the garbage out. He was in the big hall by himself, just sitting in just under the night light up on the stage. An older man, he was sitting there playing the Moonlight Sonata beautifully, quietly. He stood in the shadows, he didn't know I was there. A great shock of white hair standing back on his head, deeply incised lines on his face. I looked closely and saw he was just playing with the one hand. The other was a stump off to about here. When he began to pound the piano with one good hand in a rumbling baritone voice, started to sing Freiheit, Freedom, the song of the Tileman Brigade during the Spanish Civil War. The war that if we'd gotten involved in it, there might not have been a Second World War. He sang Los Cuatro Generales, the Jarama Valley, White Cliffs of Gandesa, powerful music of the Spanish Civil War. Well, that was Eddie Belchowski. Eddie Belchowski had been a concert pianist, a brilliant pianist as a young man. But he went to join the Abraham Lincoln Brigade and went to Spain to fight against Franco and the fascists. Crossing the Ebro River, he got his arm blown off. Well, they put him in the field hospital on morphine, which turned him into a junkie for the next 30 years of his life. He haunted the alleys of Chicago, a mad poet, a derelict, a drug addict, an alcoholic. He began to put himself back together. Got the job at the Quiet Night so he could practice the piano. Richard Harding was good about that. And not just to learn the songs of the Civil War, but he learned the Haydn's and Liszt's left-hand variations. He could play the Bach chaconne with one hand. It was beautiful. His daughter Raina just sent me recordings, tapes that he made for her I've never heard. Him playing the whole classical repertoire on the piano with one hand, Chopin. That was his favorite. Well, he taught me powerful things about endurance, about holding on, 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 about holding on. I left Chicago. A week later, I got a call, said Eddie Belchowski had died. So I sat down and I made him up a death song. A week later, I got a call from Eddie. First thing I asked him was, "Hey Ed, where you calling from?" Well, he said he was calling from Chicago. I said, hell, dead or in Chicago, it's all the same to me, fella. And a week after that, I was back at the Quiet Night City. Well, it was just a while ago that Ed Belchowski, at the age of 74, was found on the subway tracks in Chicago. They just had a museum show of his art and poetry and music and recollections from old comrades all over the country. And then they sang his death song.
rushes and there's trips that kill and there's micro dots, yeah, the nasty little pills. And eat the shrooms cause you know you'll be born again and again and again. And I can't come down cause you know it will not end. And now I see myself, I'm in mental pain and I cannot stop snorting cocaine. And everything is going crazy in my brain. Lately I feel so damn insane. But there's turquoise mountains and tangerine skies and apples and divide, and bushes with laughter and trees that can walk, and children that sing with the flowers that talk, and indigo wheat fields and burnt sienna stars, and a sun wrapped in silver spreading wisdom afar. And there's a deep purple path through the forest. myself I'm in mental pain. I cannot stop snorting cocaine. And everything is going so crazy in my brain. And lately I feel so damn insane. Cause there's head rushes and there's trips like kill and there's micro dots, yeah, the nasty little pills. I need the shrooms cause you know you'll be born again, again, and again, and again. I can't come down cause you know it will not. And I see myself, I'm in mental pain and I cannot stop snorting cocaine. And everything is going so crazy in my brain. Lately I feel so damn insane. And there's turquoise mountains and there's tangerine skies and there's apple golden meadows where wizards abide. And bushes with laughter and trees that can walk. And children that sing with the flowers that talk. And dingo wheat fields and burnt sienna stars. And a sun wrapped in silver spreading wisdom afar. And there's a deep purple path through the forest green look. And there's a deep purple path through the forest green look. Forest green look.
Good morning, you're with Mochi here in the morning. It's Scorpio 7th degree today. The sun today is in Scorpio, the moon is in Libra. The Sabian symbol for today is deep sea divers, the will to explore the hidden depths of all experiences in the search for primordial causes. This symbol essentially refers to depth psychology, a coming to terms with the collective unconscious and its contents. This is a type of depth plumbing adventure, and it's basically different from the one symbolized by yesterday's symbol for the gold rush, for it can take place within the individual and with no relation whatsoever to social value. It refers symbolically to a quest for understanding, for what lies under the surface waves of daily living. This quest may lead to great dangers, and it demands a strong will and good breathing, which is a degree of spiritual strength. It usually challenges powers hidden in the depths of the unconscious. The contrast between deep sea divers and the men of the gold rush in yesterday's symbol is significant, for the inward quest often opposes the outward search for the great social symbol, gold. It should lead to a depth realization of the very roots of consciousness.
I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from the slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
He did the mash,
he did the monster
the
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard
He did
smash.
the mash,
It caught on in a flash.
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash. From my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abode to get a jolt from my electrode.
They did the mash,
They did the monster
the
mash.
monster mash.
It was a graveyard
They did the
smash.
mash,
It caught on in a flash.
they did the mash.
They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun.
In a shoot
The
wall,
party had just begun.
in a shoot
The
wall,
guests included
in a
Wolfman,
shoot wall.
Dracula, and his son. The scene was rocking, all were digging the sounds. Igor on chains, backed by his baying hounds. The puffing bangers were about to arrive. Their vocal group the Crypt Kick of Five. They played the Monster Mash. It was a graveyard smash. It caught on in a flash. They played the Monster Mash. Out from his coffin Drax's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. Opened the lid and shook his fist and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvanian twist?" It's now the Monster Mash. And it's a graveyard smash. It's caught on in a flash. It's now the Monster Mash. Now everything's cool, Drax a part of the band, and my Monster Mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When you get to my door, tell them Boris sent you. And you can Monster Mash and do my graveyard smash. You catch on in a flash, then you can Monster Mash. Catch you as young boy.
I'm a dreaming man, yes, that's my problem. I can't tell when I'm not being real. In the meadow dust, I park my Eurostar with a loaded gun and sweet dreams of you. I'll always be a dreaming man. I don't have to understand. I know it's alright. I see your curves and I feel your vibration. You dressed in black and white, you lost in the mall. I watch you disappear past Club Med vacation. Another sleepless night, a sun that won't fall. I'll always be a dreaming man. I don't have to understand. I know it's alright.
soul. The unreflected feeling of a short and final slow. A laugh that cuts good now is in the past. In our memories we don't have much to say. We don't have much to say. We don't have much. Follow anybody, is that what you do? Maybe transfixed or something else to do. Now we know what will be in the past. Another story, another lie that's left, another lie that's left.
I'm walking through streets that are dead. Walking with you in my head. My feet are so tired, my brain is so wired. And the clouds are weeping. Did I hear someone tell a lie? Did I hear someone's distant cry? I spoke like a child, you destroyed me with a smile while I was sleeping. I'm sick of love, and I'm in the thick of it. This kind of love, I'm so sick of it. I see lovers in the meadow. I see silhouettes in the window. I watch them till they're gone, and they leave me hanging on to a shadow. I'm sick of love. I hear the clock tick. This kind of love, I'm lovesick. Sometimes the silence can be like thunder. Sometimes I wanna take to the road and plunder. Could you ever be true? I think of you, and I wonder. I'm sick of love. I wish I never met you. I'm sick of love. I'm trying to forget you. Just don't know what to do. I'd give anything to be with you.
Dylan on 88.5. You're here with Marcy in the morning. It's a little bit after 9 o'clock right now. And I want to give you a lineup for what's going on the rest of the day. 10 o'clock, Swan's going to be in. He'll be here to 6. And then from 6 to 9, we got LKM here. Lots of cool music. Then coming up at 9, we got Bluegrass Carl, 9 to 10. And then 10 to 11, we got Josh Gibbs, Josh, 10 to 11. From 11 to 2, we got Paul. And on Thursday, 7 o'clock in the morning, we got Zeldar from 7 to 11. Thursday and Friday, tune in for him. He's a rock and wizard from down under. And also a new show on Thursday to check out, 4 o'clock, 4 to 6, check out Lindsay and Jim. Well, yesterday we did a little John Denver tribute here, and it was so much fun. We're going to do it again. Lewis came through, dug into his personal album collection, and came up with a couple albums of John Denver that have all his old favorites. Plus, I found a brand new one, well, not a brand new one, but new to me anyway, that John Denver put out in '83. So we're going to be sampling John Denver songs for the next hour or so from those CDs and Lewis's albums. And if you have any John Denver memories you want to share with us, call us here at 754-2489 as we continue to celebrate the man, the music, and the legacy. of the Ascended Master.
Clap your hands. Well, life on the farm is kind of laid back. Ain't much an old country boy like me can't hack. It's early to rise, early in the sack. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, a simple kind of life never did me no harm. Raising me a family and working on the farm. The days are all filled with an easy country charm. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sun's setting low, pull out the fiddle and I rosin up the bow. Kids are asleep, so I keep it kind of low. And thank God I'm a country boy. I'd play Sally Gooden all day if I could, but the Lord and my wife wouldn't take it very good. So I fiddle when I can, work when I should. And thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I wouldn't trade my life for diamonds or jewels. I never was one of them money-hungry fools. Rather have my fiddle and my farming tools. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah, city folk driving in a black limousine. A lot of sad people thinking that's a mighty keen. Son, let me tell you now exactly what I mean. I thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. Thank God I'm a country boy. Yeah. Was my daddy's till the day he died, and he took me by the hand, held me close to his side, said live a good life, play my fiddle and cry, and thank God you're a country boy. Well, my daddy taught me young how to hunt and how to whittle, taught me how to work and play a tune on the fiddle, taught me how to love and how to give just a little, and thank God I'm a country boy. Well, I got me a fine wife, I got me old fiddle. When the sun's coming up, I got cakes on the griddle. Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle. I'm a country boy, yeah!
John Denver doing Thank God I'm a Country Boy from An Evening with John Denver, live double album provided by Lewis for our enjoyment for our John Denver tribute today. The next CD I have is a CD John Denver put out in 1983 called World Game, and this is included in the liner notes about the World Game. The objective of the game would be to explore ways to make it possible for anybody and everybody in the human family to enjoy the total Earth without any human interfering with any other human and without any human gaining advantage at the expense of another. That's a quote attributed to R. Buckminster Fuller, and if you want more information on Buckminster Fuller, the Dymaxion Map, or World Game, write Buckminster Fuller Institute, 3501 Market Street, Philadelphia, PA, 1910-4. If you want more information on that, you didn't quite get that, give me a call here at the studio, and I'll give you that address again. World Game is a song that John Denver recorded in '83 with the Wailers and the Itals, so let's check it out.
Everywhere I'm looking, I see all kinds of pain. Maybe we can get back on the double. Maybe we can turn around and make it all change. They say it's you against your neighbor. If it gets right down to it, you against your friend. I swear that this is not the answer. As far as I can see, it is the way it all ends. I want to play in the world game. I want to make it better than it's ever been before. I want to play in the world game. I want to make sure everybody knows the score about using less, doing so much more. Hey man, you know me, I don't worry. Hey man, you know me, I am never afraid. Only one thing can make me sorry. Something to say and then it never gets said. What kind of man turns on his brother? What kind of man would turn his back on a friend? Who has the right to say it's over? Who has the right to see how far it can bend? I want to play in the world game. I want to make it better than it's ever been before. I want to play in the world game. I want to make sure everybody knows the score about using less, doing so much more. Yahweh, 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 Jah. Yahweh, 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 Jah. Yahweh, 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 Jah. Yahweh, 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 Jah. You and me, you and me, you and me, you and me. I and I and I. I and I want to play in the world game. I want to make it better than it's ever been before. I want to play in the world game. I want to make sure everybody knows the score about using less, doing so much more.
That's John Denver doing the World Game, recorded with the Wailers, and there's some other people singing back up on that. Who's that? Oh, none other than the great Marcia Griffith and Rita Marley, helping John Denver out, spreading his message of love and peace around the planet. John Denver, Bob Marley, two souls, both ascended. How long will we kill our prophets before we learn? I only got a chance to see John Denver once, and it was in Toledo, Ohio, at Centennial Hall. If anybody has been to Toledo knows where that is. I spent an evening with John Denver with my brother and my grandmother, and it was a rocking time, let me tell you. He's a beautiful man. He makes beautiful music, and there's a lot of love going on when John Denver is in town. Now, he has a song called Saturday Night in Toledo, Ohio is like being nowhere at all. And even he said he didn't want to play it in Toledo because he loves Toledo. When he plays in Toledo, the crowds are really great. The people are really great there.
But the people in Toledo, you know, they know. They live in Toledo. They know that Saturday night in Toledo, Ohio is like being nowhere at all. So they continually called out for it, and finally he broke down and said, you know, I really don't want to play this because I love you all, but since you want it, you got it.
Saturday night in Toledo, Ohio is like being nowhere at all. All through the day, how the hours rush by.